Kristen, thank you so much for writing product or process. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's begin with our anticipation guide. Writing is a product, writing is recursive, writing is teacher-driven, or writing is audience-driven. Do you agree or disagree with those statements? So let's consider the thoughts of Donald Murray. Instead of teaching finished writing, we should teach unfinished writing and glory in its unfinishedness. What do you think about that?
I like how it focuses on the unfinishedness of it, because writing is there's never a perfect paper, like it can always be better.
It can always be better. And Donald Murray has some really great insight into writing and the writing process, and this is one of his books. So, we understand writing to be a series of the writing process to be a series of stages. So we start with pre-writing, and drafting, revising, editing, and publishing. And we're going to consider each of these independently. So let's start with pre-writing. This is the stage in which the writer should spend an ample amount of time brainstorming ideas, organizing those ideas, and considering the most important aspects, which are purpose and audience. So in our curriculum, one of the strategies that's built in is called RAFT, and it helps our students focus their pre-writing in an effective and systematic way. RAFT stands for Role, Audience, Format, and Topic. So role is where your purpose comes into play. Role asks, who are you? What is your purpose? Are you persuading? Are you entertaining? Etc. How do you establish your authority in your writing? Then your audience. Who is it that you intend to read this piece of text? Who else might read your piece of text? What format is it going to take? Are you writing an essay? Are you creating a presentation? Are you writing a poem? And then your topic, of course, is your subject. With regard to organization, mode and purpose are going to dictate that. And that's something that our students, particularly at the middle school and high school level, really kind of struggle with, and that we need to focus on when we're helping them. Students may need to take advantage of other pre-writing strategies such as free writing. See Kelly Gallagher's Write Like This for great strategies. And this is also one of our resources that is available. So as I said, students are typically going to need help discerning appropriate organization if you use mentor text, especially student-written mentor text. This is going to help you in teaching students the appropriate organizational strategies. Then we move into drafting. So writers are going to take their ideas and they're going to shape them into a piece of text. Once they have their draft completed, then they're going to move into the revising stage. Now, it's especially important for students to understand that writing is recursive and they will have to repeat steps. A simple strategy that we have for revising is called ARMS: adding, removing, moving, and substituting. So for adding, you're going to add words, sentences, transitions. For removing, you may take out unnecessary details, unnecessary words, sentences. This strategy really speaks towards coherence and unity. You may need to take paragraphs and move them around or move sentences around within a paragraph. And then substituting is where we look for repetitive words. We look for words that we can add more vivid language by substituting a different word. So you're going to focus more on the diction when working on the substituting part of the strategy. And students really benefit from a checklist for the revising and editing process. Here's just some sample items to include: organization, coherence, clarity, syntax, sentence structure, diction, style, and appeal to the audience. According to Mr. Graves, students need to hear the responses of others to their writing to discover what they do and do not understand. The need to help students know how to read their own work and work of their classmates provides further teaching and demonstration opportunities. Then we move into editing. I tell my students that revising is when you make the paper better, or the piece of text, whatever piece of text you're working on. Revising is making it better. Editing is when you go and fix your mistakes. So when I first started working through teaching students the writing process, I did it backwards. I taught them editing first and then revising, and so now I understand that revising makes more sense because you're going to catch a lot of your editing errors through the revision process. So the editing more is sort of your last stage, your proofreading before publishing, and a strategy that we use for that is called CUPS. Capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. And again, peers are paramount. Students need to learn how to help each other in the revising and editing process. We have to model this for them. We have to show them how to do this because they don't naturally know how to do this. And providing checklists, modeling, walking through the process with them, using gradual release is a great way to help students, especially at our level. And then we get to publishing. Students will frequently think that this is the end of the journey, and as teachers we know that that's not the case.
Oh.
So after publishing, the text is going to be evaluated, in our case it's graded, and it may be commented upon by a wider than anticipated audience. Students should reflect on their writing and honestly assess strengths and areas that they can improve. Just a brief word about post-process theory. Post-process theorists don't really believe in a writing process that produces repeatable results or similar outcomes. Instead, they think that writing is public, it's interpretive, and it's situated. And Thomas Kent has compiled some essays that speak to that topic if you want more information. Any questions or comments?
I would say about the revising and editing, and how the revising is a process of making the paper better, and then the editing is fixing the grammar. And I know for me as writing, I think revising and editing was all the same.
Right, yeah.
And not making the paper better and then fixing the
And then
grammar.
fixing the errors. Okay, great.
I agree. Even as an English teacher, I put them together all the time,
Yes,
and they need to be apart.
yes.
That was
That,
helpful.
that was sort of a light bulb for me as well. Fantastic. So let's revisit our anticipation guide real quick. Did your opinions change at all?
I would say writing is a product for me being a science teacher. I'm done. I proved my point. And
Right.
my writing is the product
You
that
have
I
your
prove. I'm
lab
done.
results.
Yes, until someone tries to prove me wrong.
And then you can revisit that and
Yes.
maybe make your argument a little bit more coherent.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Mine stayed the same from the beginning,
Okay,
so I disagree with that.
you disagree
Yeah,
that writing is a
sorry.
product.
Yes,
Okay, so you said it was a process to begin with.
yes.
Okay. And then just a final thought. When we teach composition, we're not teaching a product, we're teaching a process.